Minjun dropped to his knees in the middle of the funeral, and I froze. His expensive black suit hit the wet cemetery ground, mud soaking through the fabric. Every single person at the burial turned to stare, not at the casket, but at me. "Please," he whispered, his voice cracking. "Please, Zara." My hands trembled against the black umbrella handle. "Get up. People are watching." "I don't care." His dark eyes were bloodshot, tears streaming down his face. "I don't care who sees." The Korean Mafia boss, the man who'd coldly told me 3 weeks ago that I was nothing to him, was bowing at my feet in front of 200 people. My heart hammered against my ribs. "Minjun, stop." "The baby," he choked out. "Zara, the baby, is it—" Everything went silent. Even the rain seemed to pause. "Is it mine?" I felt my best friend Keisha's hand grip my arm, steadying me. The world tilted. He knew. Somehow he knew. "How did you— Answer me," he begged, his forehead nearly touching the ground. "Please, I need to know if my child is—" "Your child?" My voice came out strangled. "You said I meant nothing. You said it was just sex. You threw money at me and told me to leave your penthouse and never come back." He looked up, and I saw something in his face I'd never seen before. Pure, raw devastation. "I lied," he said. "I lied about everything." 3 months earlier, I'd never planned to fall in love with a criminal. "Girl, you cannot be serious right now," Keisha said, sprawled across my couch in our tiny apartment. "A Korean Mafia boss. Zara, that sounds like a Wattpad story, not your actual life." I laughed, painting my toenails a deep burgundy. "I didn't know what he was when we met. He was at the art gallery opening, bought 3 of my paintings." "For how much?" $30,000 each. Keisha sat up so fast she nearly spilled her wine. "I'm sorry, what? $90,000? I nodded, smiling at the memory. It had been 6 weeks ago. I'd been standing nervously by my collection, abstract pieces exploring black femininity and strength, when he'd walked in. Tall, devastating in a charcoal suit, moving through the gallery like he owned it. Which, I later learned, he kinda did. Minjun's family had stakes in half the businesses in downtown Seattle. "He looked at my work for 20 minutes, I continued. "Didn't say a word. Then he called the curator over and bought 3 pieces, just like that. And then he asked me to dinner." That dinner had changed everything. Minjun had been different than I expected. Quiet, intensely focused, asking questions about my creative process, my inspiration, my life. He'd listened like every word mattered. When he'd walked me home, he'd kissed me at my doorstep, soft, careful, like I was something precious. "I don't do relationships," he'd said afterward, his forehead pressed against mine. "My life is complicated, dangerous." "Then why kiss me?" I'd whispered. "Because I couldn't help it." We'd fallen into something that wasn't quite dating, but felt more intimate than anything I'd experienced. Late nights at his penthouse, early mornings tangled in Egyptian cotton sheets, conversations that lasted until sunrise. He'd never explicitly told me what he did for a living, but I'd pieced it together. The armed guards, the late-night phone calls in Korean, the way people looked at him, fear mixed with respect. "You're not scared?" he'd asked one night, tracing patterns on my bare shoulder. "Of you? No." "You should be." But I wasn't. Not of Minjun. I was scared of how deeply I was falling. Present day, 2 weeks after the funeral encounter, I stood in my studio, hands covered in paint, trying to lose myself in my work. It wasn't working. Nothing worked anymore. Not since Minjun had destroyed me. It happened 5 weeks ago. I'd gone to his penthouse, our usual Thursday night, and found him cold, distant. Standing by his floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, he'd barely looked at me. "This needs to end," he'd said flatly. I'd actually laughed. "What?" "Whatever this is between us. It's over." My stomach had dropped. "Minjun, what are you talking about? Last week you said—" "Last week I was bored. This week I'm not." He'd finally turned, and his face was a mask of indifference. "You knew what this was. Don't make it complicated." "Complicated? Are you fucking kidding me right now?" Here." He'd pulled an envelope from his jacket, tossed it on the glass coffee table. "For your time." I'd opened it with shaking hands. $20,000 in cash. You're paying me?" My voice had cracked. "Like I'm some kind of... Call it whatever you want. We're done. Leave your key on the table." I'd stood there, vision blurring with tears. "Look at me. Min-Jun, look at me and tell me you feel nothing." He'd met my eyes then, and his expression had been arctic. "I feel nothing. You were a distraction. Now you're not. Leave." I'd thrown the money at his feet and run. Didn't stop running until I'd reached Keisha's apartment, where I'd collapsed sobbing on her bathroom floor. "He's a sociopath," Keisha had said, holding my hair back while I vomited from crying so hard. "Baby, you dodged a bullet, a rich, sexy bullet, but still." That was before I'd missed my period, before the pregnancy test, before everything got infinitely more complicated. The studio door burst open, making me jump. "You're still painting?" Keisha stood there, hands on her hips, wearing her hospital scrubs. "Zara, it's 2 a.m. Couldn't sleep." She walked over, studying my canvas. I'd been painting the same image for weeks, a woman drowning in red silk, reaching for something just out of frame. "You need to tell him," Keisha said quietly. "No. He has a right to. He has no rights." I threw my paintbrush down. "He called me a distraction. He paid me like I was a prostitute. He doesn't get to know about this baby." That scene at the funeral says otherwise. The funeral had been for Min-Jun's grandfather, a massive affair covered by local news. I'd only gone because the old man had been kind to me, had invited me to family dinners, had treated me like I mattered. Min-Jun had looked devastated during the ceremony, stone-faced and silent, until he'd seen me, until he'd crossed that cemetery and dropped to his knees. "How did he even know?" I whispered. Keisha sighed. "His family probably has eyes everywhere. You're what, 10 weeks along? Starting to show? Someone noticed. Someone told him." I pressed my hands to my small bump, hidden under an oversized shirt. "I'm not ready for this." "Ready or not, babe." Her phone buzzed. She glanced at it and smiled, that small, secret smile she'd been wearing for weeks. "Who's that?" I asked. "No one." "Keisha Marie Thompson, who is texting you at 2 a.m. with that smile on your face?" She bit her lip. "His name is Jae Sung. He's Min-Jun's head of security." "You're dating Min-Jun's bodyguard?" "I'm not dating him. We just talk. He came to check on you after the funeral, and we got to talking, and..." She showed me her phone. The message read, "Still thinking about dinner. When can I see you again?" "Keisha, no, you can't get involved with these people." "These people, girl, you were screwing their boss for 3 months. And look how that turned out." Before she could respond, my phone rang. Unknown number. My heart rate spiked. "Don't answer it," Keisha warned. I answered it. "Zara." Min-Jun's voice sent electricity through my spine. "We need to talk. We have nothing to... I'm outside your building." I ran to the window. Sure enough, a black SUV sat at the curb, engine running. "Go away." "I'll wait all night if I have to. Please, 5 minutes." "You don't get to do this. You don't get to throw me away and then come back when..." "I know I hurt you." His voice was raw. "I know I destroyed everything. But I'm begging you, 5 minutes. Let me explain." Keisha shook her head violently, mouthing no. I closed my eyes. "Fine. 5 minutes." He looked like hell. Min-Jun stood in my studio doorway, his usually immaculate appearance disheveled. Wrinkled shirt, no tie, dark circles under his eyes. He stared at me like I was water, and he'd been wandering a desert. "Say what you need to say." I crossed my arms, trying to ignore how my body still responded to his presence. "Is it mine? That's what you want to start with? Zara, please." "Yes." The word came out sharper than intended. "Yes, it's yours. Happy? You can leave now." He actually stumbled backward, catching himself on the doorframe. "Oh my God, congratulations, you're going to be a father. Now get out." "Zara, wait." He moved toward me, and I held up a paint-stained hand. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. Don't pretend you care." "I do care. I've always." You paid me $20,000 to leave. My voice broke. Do you have any idea what that did to me? How worthless you made me feel. I didn't mean, yes, you did. You looked me in the eye and said I was nothing, a distraction. You said you felt nothing. Tears were streaming down his face now. I lied. I had to. My father, I don't care about your father. I don't care about your excuses. You broke me, Min-jun. You took everything we had and you incinerated it. Because I was trying to protect you. His voice rose, desperate. My father found out about us. He threatened you. Said if I didn't end it, He stopped, jaw clenching. He'd what? Kill you. Min-jun's voice dropped to a whisper. He said he'd have you killed, make it look like an accident. My father doesn't believe in love, Zara. He thinks it's weakness. Any woman in my life is a target. The studio seemed to tilt. You're lying. I wish I was. After my grandfather died, things changed. The old man protected you, kept my father in check. But now... He ran a hand through his hair. Now I'm supposed to take over, marry some appropriate Korean woman, build the empire. You don't fit their vision. So you destroyed me to save me? That's your excuse? It's not an excuse, it's the truth. I'd rather have you hate me and alive than love me and dead. Keisha, who'd been listening from the back room, emerged. We need proof. You can't just show up with a story about death threats and expect... Jae-sung can confirm it, Min-jun said, looking at her directly. He heard the conversation with my father. He's the one who convinced me there might be another way. Keisha's expression flickered. Jae-sung knew? He's been watching over both of you, making sure you're safe. I thought if I stayed away, if I made you hate me, you'd move on. You'd be safe. Min-jun turned back to me. But then I heard about the baby. And I realized I can't do this. I can't pretend you don't exist. I can't let my child grow up without knowing... Knowing what? That their father is a coward? He flinched like I'd hit him. Yes, if that's what it takes for you to understand that I love you. The words hung in the air. Don't, I whispered. Don't say that. I love you. I've loved you since that night in the gallery when you told me your art was about reclaiming power. When you looked at me like I was just a man, not a monster. I love you so much it terrifies me. I wanted to believe him. God, I wanted to. But the pain was too fresh, too deep. Love isn't enough, I said. Not when your world is this dangerous. Not when I'm raising a baby. I can't. My phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. He's telling the truth. His father is dangerous. We have evidence. Jae-sung Keisha grabbed my phone, read the message, and immediately called him. What evidence? I couldn't hear Jae-sung's response, but Keisha's face went pale. Okay, she said. Okay, we'll meet you. Where? She hung up and looked at me. He has recordings, photos, documentation of the threats. Zara, this is real. 2 hours later. Jae-sung's apartment. Jae-sung was nothing like I expected. Where Min-jun was sharp edges and intensity, Jae-sung was calm, measured, with kind eyes and a gentle smile. The way he looked at Keisha made something ache in my chest. 3 weeks ago, Mr. Park, Min-jun's father, called him to his office. Jae-sung pulled up a recording on his laptop. I was stationed outside. The door was thin. He pressed play. Min-jun's father's voice came through, cold and commanding in Korean, then Min-jun translating in English, probably for the recording's benefit. The black woman. End it. Father, she's not involved in business. She's a weakness. End it or I will. What does that mean? It means accidents happen. Car crashes, home invasions. Seattle is a dangerous city. My blood ran cold. I've done worse for this family. You think I won't eliminate one insignificant artist? End it today, cleanly. Make her hate you. It's kinder than the alternative. The recording ended. I couldn't breathe. There's more, Jae-sung said quietly. He showed us photos, Surveillance shots of me, at my studio, at the grocery store, walking with Keisha, all time-stamped from the days after Min Jun broke up with me. They were watching me? Making sure you stayed away. Making sure you moved on. Jae-sung looked at Min Jun, who stood by the window, rigid with tension. When word got out about the pregnancy, everything changed. A park heir changes the calculation. Meaning? Keisha asked. Meaning his father now wants the child, wants to bring Zara into the family under their control. Jae-sung's jaw tightened. Which is why we're getting you both out of Seattle. What? No, I'm not running. Min Jun finally spoke. You have to, just until I can handle my father. Until I can handle him how? His silence was answer enough. No, I stood. No, I'm not letting you do something stupid. I'm not letting you. What choice do we have? Min Jun's voice was anguished. He'll take our child, Zara. He'll take you both and lock you away in some compound, raise our baby to be like him. I won't let that happen. So we run? For how long? Forever? If that's what it takes. Keisha squeezed my hand. Maybe we should consider, no, there has to be another way. There isn't. Jae-sung pulled out plane tickets. Tomorrow night, private flight to Vancouver, then to... The apartment door exploded inward. Everything happened so fast. Men in black suits flooded in. Min Jun shoved me behind him. Jae-sung pushed Keisha toward the back room. Gunshots. No, tranquilizer darts. Someone grabbed my arm. I screamed, "Get your fucking hands off her!" Min Jun's voice was feral. He moved like violence incarnate, taking down 2 men before they could reach me. His fist connected with someone's jaw. Crack, blood spraying. Another man grabbed me from behind. I felt the needle pierce my neck. The last thing I saw was Min Jun fighting through bodies to reach me, his face twisted in terror, screaming my name. 3 days later, I woke up in luxury. Silk sheets, chandelier, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking mountains I didn't recognize. My hand immediately went to my stomach. The baby. Oh God, the baby. Your child is fine. I jerked toward the voice. An older Korean man sat in an armchair by the fireplace. Min Jun's father. I'd seen photos. Where am I? Our family estate, 2 hours outside Seoul. He smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. Welcome to the Park family, Zara. Panic clawed up my throat. I want to go home. This is your home now. You're carrying my grandchild. That makes you family. Kidnapping me makes me a prisoner. Protecting you makes me smart. He stood, walking to the window. My son is reckless, emotional. He would have hidden you away, deprived this child of their birthright. I couldn't allow that. Min Jun is being dealt with. He violated family rules. There are consequences. My heart stopped. What did you do to him? He's alive, locked in the East Wing, considering his choices. Mr. Park turned to me. You have choices, too. Cooperate, raise your child in luxury, want for nothing. Or resist and watch everyone you love suffer. Your friend Keisha, for instance. Jae-sung is quite fond of her. It would be unfortunate if... Don't you dare touch her. Then we understand each other. A knock at the door. A woman entered, elegant, cold, speaking rapid Korean, Min Jun's mother. She looked at me like I was a stain on her carpet. She's not suitable, she said in accented English. Look at her. Too dark, too common. The media will report what we tell them to report, Mr. Park interrupted. She's the mother of the heir. That makes her suitable enough. But Min Jun was supposed to marry Hana. The Choi family alliance is no longer necessary. This child changes everything. They spoke about me like I wasn't there, like I was an object, a problem to solve. I felt tears burn my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. Not here, not in front of them. I want to see Min Jun, I said. No. You said I have choices. Let me see him, or I'll make this difficult for you. I'll go to the media, the police. I'll tell everyone how you kidnapped an American citizen. Who will believe you? Mrs. Park laughed. You're a poor artist with a history of... She pulled out a folder, flipped it open. Depression, Financial instability, no family. You could simply be having a mental break. Happens to pregnant women. She'd researched me, built a case against my credibility. You're monsters, I whispered. We're survivors, Mr. Park corrected, and you will learn to be one too, for your child's sake. That night, I'd been moved to a different room, still luxurious, still a prison, guards outside my door, bars hidden behind silk curtains on the windows. I sat on the bed, hands on my stomach, and finally let myself cry. A soft knock. The door opened before I could respond. Zara. Min-Jun stood there and he looked destroyed. Bruised jaw, split lip, exhaustion carved into every feature. He closed the door behind him, leaning against it like he didn't trust his legs. Did they hurt you? His voice cracked. The baby? We're fine. How did you... Bribed a guard. I have 5 minutes before they realize I'm gone. He crossed the room, fell to his knees in front of me. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I should have fought harder. I cupped his battered face in my hands. What did they do to you? Doesn't matter. You matter. Our baby matters. He pressed his forehead to my stomach. I'm going to get you out of here, I promise. I'm going to... How? They're everywhere. They have eyes on Keisha, on... Jae-sung got her out. She's safe. He got her to the U.S. Embassy. She's probably back in Seattle by now. Thank God. I sagged with relief. Min-Jun looked up at me, and in his eyes I saw the same desperate love I felt. Do you believe me now? That I love you? I believe you. I just don't know if love is enough against this. It has to be. He kissed my stomach, then my hands, then my lips. Soft, reverent tasting of blood and tears. I won't let them take you from me. I won't let them control our child, even if I have to burn this whole empire to the ground. Footsteps in the hallway. Heavy, multiple guards. You need to go, I whispered urgently. Not without you. Min-Jun, the door burst open. Guards grabbed him, dragging him backward. He fought, screaming, reaching for me. I love you, Zara, I love you. Hold on, just hold on. The door slammed. I heard scuffling, hitting. Min-Jun's voice crying out in pain. I ran to the door, pounding on it. Stop, leave him alone. Silence. I slid down the door, sobbing, one hand pressed to my stomach. It's going to be okay, I whispered to my baby. Somehow, we'll be okay. But I didn't believe it. 1 week later, I'd stopped fighting. That's what they thought anyway. Mrs. Park brought me maternity clothes, expensive, designer, utterly soulless. She talked about birthing plans, nursery designs, how I'd need to learn Korean. I nodded, smiled when appropriate, played the role of compliant prisoner, but at night, I planned. The estate had weaknesses, guard rotations, blind spots in camera coverage, a service entrance that was understaffed during early morning hours. I'd been watching, learning, waiting. Min-Jun had been kept away from me. I'd seen him only once, at a formal dinner where we'd been forced to sit across from each other, unable to speak freely. But he'd looked at me with such intensity, such promise, that I knew he was planning too. The door opened. I expected Mrs. Park with more suffocating kindness. Instead, Jae-sung walked in, wearing a guard's uniform. We have 10 minutes, he said quietly, closing the door. Can you walk fast? Jae-sung? How? Keisha is losing her mind. She threatened to come to Korea herself if I didn't get you out. Min-Jun has been planning this for days. We have a small window. We need to move now. He handed me dark clothes, practical shoes. I changed quickly, my heart hammering. Where's Min-Jun? Causing a distraction. There's a fire in the east wing. Not dangerous, just enough smoke to pull most of the guards. We have to go. We moved through hallways I'd memorized, taking the servant stairs. My pregnant body moved slower than I wanted, but adrenaline pushed me forward. We reached the service entrance. Stop right there. Mr. Park stood blocking the door, flanked by 4 armed guards. Did you really think I wouldn't anticipate this? He looked disappointed. Jae-sung, I trusted you. Your trust was misplaced, Jae-sung said coldly, positioning himself between me and the guards. You won't make it out. The estate is locked down, and when we find Min Jun, you won't have to find me." Min Jun appeared from a side hallway, and he wasn't alone. A dozen men, guards who'd apparently been loyal to his grandfather, flanked him, all armed. "This ends now, Father." "You'd point a gun at your own father?" "You kidnapped the woman I love. You terrorized her. You beat me for trying to protect her. So yes, I would." The tension was suffocating. Guns pointed in every direction. One wrong move and everyone would start shooting. "You'll die here," Mr. Park said. "All of you. For what? For love? Love is nothing against power." "Then I choose nothing over your power." Min Jun looked at me, and in that moment I saw our entire future. The life we could have, the family we could build, all of it hanging by a thread. "Zara, when I say run, you run. Don't look back. Jae Sung will get you out." "No, I'm not leaving without you." "You have to, for our baby. Please." "Min Jun, I love you. Remember that. No matter what happens, I love—" Someone fired. Chaos erupted. Jae Sung tackled me to the ground, covering my body with his as bullets flew overhead. I couldn't see Min Jun, couldn't hear him over the gunfire. Panic seized my chest. "We have to move!" Jae Sung pulled me up, dragging me toward a side door. "Min Jun! He'll follow! Move!" We ran through corridors filling with smoke. The fire from Min Jun's distraction had spread faster than planned. Alarms screamed. More guards appeared, but they were confused, disorganized. Jae Sung took them down efficiently. 1, 2, 3. Not killing, just incapacitating. We burst into the garage. Keys hung by the door. Jae Sung grabbed a set, pushed me toward a black sedan. "Get in!" I climbed into the passenger seat, searching desperately behind us. "We can't leave him." He knew the risks. He made me promise to get you out no matter what. I'm keeping that promise. The garage door opened. Jae Sung floored the gas. We shot out into the darkness, down a mountain road I'd never seen. Behind us, the estate burned against the night sky. "No," I whispered. "No, no, no." My phone buzzed. Unknown number. I answered with shaking hands. "Zara." Min Jun's voice, breathless and strained. "Thank God, are you out?" "You're alive. Oh my God, you're alive." "For now, listen to me. My father is—" Gunshot in the background. "Shit, I don't have much time. There's a safe house in Busan. Address is 47 Hyundai Beach Road. Jae Sung knows it. Go there. Wait for me." "Min Jun, what's happening?" "My grandfather left me something. Insurance. Documents that could destroy my father's empire. He's been doing things, illegal things, that even the family doesn't know about. I have proof. I'm taking it to the authorities. That will destroy you too. I don't care. As long as you and our baby are safe, nothing else matters. Where are you?" "Still at the estate. I have to—" More gunfire. "I have to make sure he can't follow you. Zara, I need you to understand something. If I don't make it out—" "Don't say that. If I don't make it out, the safe house has everything you need. Money, documents, new identities. You'll be taken care of. You and the baby. I don't want money. I want you." His voice broke. "I know. I want that too. More than anything. But if I have to choose between my life and yours, I choose yours. Every time. Min Jun, I love you, Zara Williams. I love you so much it remade me. You made me want to be better. You made me believe in something beyond power and fear. You gave me hope." Tears streamed down my face. "Please, please just come with us. We can figure this out together. I'll try. I swear I'll try. But if I can't, no. Know that you were the best thing that ever happened to me. Know that our baby was the greatest gift. Know that every moment with you was worth all of this. Please don't do this. The fire's spreading. I have to go. I love you. Take care of our baby." The line went dead. I screamed. 48 hours later, Busan Safe House. I hadn't slept, hadn't eaten, just sat by the window watching the beach, waiting for Min Jun to walk up the path. He didn't. Keisha had flown to Korea. No one could stop her. She arrived at the safe house with fresh clothes, food, and fierce determination. "Have you heard anything?" I asked. "Jae-sung has contacts checking hospitals, police stations. So far, nothing. He's dead. He has to be. The fire, the gunfight. Don't say that. Don't you dare give up on him." But hope was a dying ember in my chest. Jae-sung walked in, phone pressed to his ear, speaking rapid Korean. His expression was grim. When he hung up, he looked at Keisha first, then me. "There's been an arrest." My heart stopped. Minjun? No, his father. The documents Minjun leaked, they've been verified. Money laundering, human trafficking, connections to 3 political assassinations. It's over. The Park Empire is finished. And Minjun? Jae-sung's silence stretched too long. "Jae-sung, where is he?" "He was shot during the escape. He made it to a hospital in Seoul, but..." I was moving before he finished the sentence. "Which hospital?" "Zara, you're pregnant. The stress, the travel." "Which hospital?" "Seoul Memorial Hospital." 4 hours later, the doctor spoke to me in careful English. "He's stable. The bullet missed vital organs, but there was significant blood loss. He's been unconscious since surgery." "Can I see him?" "Family only. I'm carrying his baby. That makes me family." She studied me for a long moment, then nodded. "Room 407, but only for a few minutes. He needs rest." I found him hooked to machines, face pale against white sheets, bruises, bandages, an IV dripping clear fluid into his arm. He looked so vulnerable, so far from the powerful man who'd walked into my gallery months ago. I took his hand, pressing it against my cheek. "You better wake up," I whispered. "You don't get to make speeches about loving me and then leave. You hear me, Minjun Park. You don't get to be heroic and dramatic and then disappear. Our baby needs a father. I need you." Nothing. Just the steady beep of heart monitors. I climbed onto the hospital bed, careful of wires and tubes, and curled against his side. My hand rested on my stomach, his hand under mine. "We're both right here," I said softly, "waiting for you. So whenever you're ready, come back to us, okay? Just come back." I must have fallen asleep because when I woke, something had changed. His hand was moving under mine. I sat up quickly. "Minjun?" His eyes opened, dark, confused, focusing slowly. When they found me, tears immediately spilled over. "Zara," he breathed, "you're here. You're really here. Of course I'm here, you idiot." I was crying too, laughing through tears. Where else would I be? Safe, far away from me, living a normal life. My life was never normal. Not since the day you bought my paintings. I pressed my forehead to his. "You scared me. You really, really scared me." "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for all of it. For pushing you away. For not being strong enough to protect you without hurting you. For..." I kissed him. Soft, careful, tasting salt and relief. "You saved me," I whispered against his lips. "You burned down your entire world to save me. I think that makes us even." He tried to sit up, winced. "The baby is fine. We're both fine. Stubborn, just like their father." His hand found my small bump, reverence in his touch. "I can't believe I almost missed this. Almost missed you. I was so stupid." "Yeah, you were, but you're my stupid." He laughed, then winced again, hand going to his bandaged side. "Ow, don't make me laugh. It hurts." "Good. You deserve to hurt a little for what you put me through." "I know." He cupped my face in his hands. "I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you, if you'll let me. I know I don't deserve it. I know I..." "Minjun." "Yeah?" "Shut up and kiss me again." He did. And this time, it felt like coming home. 6 months later, Seattle the Gallery opening was packed. My new collection, Ashes and Roses, a story of resilience, covered the walls. Paintings that documented everything: the pain, the love, the fear, the hope. Abstract pieces in blacks and reds and golds, telling a story without words. Minjun stood beside me, hand resting on my very pregnant belly, talking to a collector. He'd changed. Softer, somehow, lighter. His father was in prison. The park empire had been dismantled, the criminal elements exposed. Min Jun had kept what was legal, a few legitimate businesses, and donated the rest to charities supporting trafficking victims. "Your work is extraordinary," the collector said. "The emotion in each piece—" "She's extraordinary," Min Jun interrupted, pulling me closer. "The work just reflects that." I elbowed him gently. "You're biased." "Absolutely." He kissed my temple. Across the gallery, Keisha and Jae Sung stood close together, his arm around her waist. They'd been inseparable since Korea. He'd quit working security, started a private investigation firm helping domestic violence survivors escape dangerous situations. Keisha had helped him build it while finishing her nursing degree. "They're cute," I observed. "We're cuter," Min Jun said. "Also biased." "Also absolutely true." My water broke right there in the middle of the gallery, surrounded by art and people in love. "Oh," I said calmly, "I think it's time." Min Jun went white. "Time? Time for what?" Oh God, it's time. Keisha." 15 hours later, Seattle Memorial Hospital. Our daughter was perfect. Small, loud, with a full head of black hair and my nose. Min Jun held her like she was made of glass, tears streaming down his face. "She's so tiny," he whispered. "She's so perfect. How did we make something so perfect?" "I did most of the work," I said tiredly from the bed. "You just contributed some DNA and panicked in the delivery room." "I didn't panic." "You fainted." "I got lightheaded. It's different." Keisha laughed from the corner, where she sat curled against Jae Sung. "He definitely fainted. I have video evidence." "Please delete that," Min Jun begged. "Absolutely not. This is blackmail gold." He brought our daughter to me, carefully placing her in my arms. She was warm and soft and smelled like new beginnings. "What should we name her?" he asked. I'd been thinking about this for months. "Grace, for your grandfather who protected us, and Hope, because that's what she represents." Grace Hope Park. Min Jun tested it out. "It's perfect. She's perfect. You're perfect." He kissed me softly. "Thank you for not giving up on me. Thank you for fighting for us. Thank you for loving me enough to let me go and brave enough to fight to get me back. Always." His hand covered mine where it rested on our daughter. "Both of you. Always." Jae Sung cleared his throat. "We should probably give you family time." "You are family," Min Jun interrupted. "You risked everything for us. You got Keisha out. You helped Zara escape. You're Grace's godfather, whether you like it or not." Jae Sung's eyes went suspiciously bright. I'd be honored." "And I'm godmother, right?" Keisha asked. "That's not even a question." "Obviously," I smiled. "Who else would teach her to be sassy and fearless?" A nurse knocked, bringing flowers. More kept arriving. From gallery patrons, Min Jun's remaining family members who'd supported us, friends from my old neighborhood. But the biggest arrangement came with a simple card. "For Grace, Hope Park. May you grow up knowing only love. Never fear. May you paint your own story. Welcome to the world, little one." It wasn't signed, but somehow I knew it was from everyone who'd fought for us, everyone who'd believed in us, everyone who'd chosen love over power. 3 years later, Grace's 3rd birthday party was chaos in the best way. Our backyard was filled with children, balloons, and a bounce house that Min Jun had insisted was absolutely necessary. Grace ran around in a princess dress, her father chasing her with exaggerated monster sounds that made her shriek with laughter. "She has him completely wrapped around her finger," Keisha observed, bouncing her 6-month-old son on her hip. Baby James had Jae Sung's calm eyes and Keisha's mischievous smile. "Like father, like daughter," I said, painting at my easel set up in the corner. I'd been commissioned for a children's book, a story about a little girl who paints her dreams into reality. Grace was my inspiration. Jae Sung walked over carrying a tray of drinks. "Your husband is currently stuck in the bounce house. Should we help him?" "Absolutely not. This is hilarious." Min Jun's voice called out. "A little assistance would be great." Grace bounced around him, giggling. "Daddy's stuck. Daddy's stuck." I set down my paintbrush, walked over to the bounce house, and poked my head in. Minjun was indeed wedged in the entrance, trying to maintain dignity while children bounced over him. "How did this happen?" I asked, trying not to laugh. "Grace dared me to race her. I may have forgotten I'm not 3. "You definitely forgot you're not 3. I helped pull him out. He stood, brushing off his jeans, and immediately scooped Grace up, spinning her around. Her laughter was the most beautiful sound in the world. "Again, Daddy! Again!" "After cake," Minjun said, kissing her nose. "We need to keep your mom's carefully planned schedule." "There's no schedule. This is pure chaos." "My favorite kind of chaos." He pulled me close with his free arm, Grace between us, and kissed me thoroughly while our daughter made exaggerated "ew" sounds. Later, after cake and presents and exhausted children being picked up by parents, our little family sat on the back porch. Grace was falling asleep in Minjun's lap, chocolate frosting still on her cheek. The sun was setting, painting the sky in purples and golds. "Do you ever think about how different things could have been?" Minjun asked quietly. "If I hadn't been brave enough to fight for us?" "Every day. But then I look at what we have, this beautiful, chaotic, perfect life, and I'm grateful for every moment, even the hard ones. They led us here." "To new beginnings," he said, echoing words from 3 years ago. "To new beginnings," I agreed. Grace stirred, mumbling in her sleep. "Love you, Mama. Love you, Daddy." Minjun's eyes went soft. "Best thing we ever made." Agreed. We sat there as the stars came out, holding our daughter, holding each other, holding the life we'd fought so hard to build. It hadn't been easy, it hadn't been simple, but it had been worth it, every single moment. 5 years later, the documentary premiered to international acclaim. Breaking the cycle, one family's escape from the Korean Mafia told our story, with permission, with healing, with hope. Minjun had been hesitant at first, but I'd convinced him that sharing our journey could help others trapped in dangerous situations. The film ended with footage of our family. Grace, now 8, showing her little brother Elijah, age 4, how to paint. Minjun and I watching them, his arm around my shoulders. "What do you hope people take from your story?" the interviewer's voice asked. Minjun answered, "That love is worth fighting for, that you can choose differently than your family, that it's never too late to become who you want to be." I added, "That strength isn't about power. It's about choosing vulnerability, choosing honesty, choosing to heal." The screen faded to black, then text appeared. Minjun Park now runs a nonprofit supporting families escaping organized crime. Zara Williams is an internationally recognized artist whose work focuses on themes of resilience and redemption. They live in Seattle with their 2 children. Jae Sung Lee and Keisha Thompson married in 2025 and run a private investigation firm specializing in domestic safety. They have 2 children. Grace Hope Park says she wants to be an artist like Mommy and brave like Daddy. Her parents say she already is. To new beginnings. The theater lights came up. Minjun squeezed my hand. "We did it," he whispered. "We really did it." We did. And somewhere in the theater, our children laughed, surrounded by the family we'd chosen, the life we'd built, the love that had saved us all. The end.